Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are joining me for the first time today. I feel a little bit strange starting this video feeling like half finished because I only have half my makeup on, but today I'm going to be showing you how to create this really strong, sharp AF cut crease look. This goes hand in hand with my previous video, which was my blending 101 on how to create this gorgeous sunset blend. So if you haven't seen that video yet, then please go and watch that one first and then come back to this one after. But without further ado, if you do want to see how I created this really sharp cut crease and learn some nice tips and tricks on how to create yours, then please do keep on watching. Hey everyone, so I'm looking a little bit mental right now, and if you've watched my previous video then you will know why I look like this. I've just finished up filming my how to blend eyeshadow video and I created this really nice sunset coloured blend, so if you haven't watched that already then please do go and watch that one first. This is the second part of that video, so this is the video where I'm going to show you how to create a really nice sharp strong cut crease, which I know everyone has been asking for quite a while, so here we go. So as you can see, I have got a really nice dark blend going on. This is really crucial to getting a really nice sharp cut crease because you want the contrast of the cut crease shadow against the dark color of your eyeshadow, and then it makes it look stronger. I don't know how to word that in a proper sense, but I hope you understand kind of what I mean. You want the lightness of the cut crease to go against the darkness of your eyeshadow, so it creates a really strong contrast. Anyways, that's the reason that my eyeshadow is so dark. I've also taken it quite high up towards my brow bone because I personally really like a nice sort of high up, really exaggerated cut crease shape. I feel like it works really well for my eye shape and it just makes them really big and bold and stand out a lot more. I actually have quite small eyelids and a lot of people always comment on my videos things like, oh, I could never, my hooded eyes could never. Girl, I'm here to tell you, you could. You just haven't tried it yet. So even if you're sat here thinking, oh, my eyelids are much smaller than hers, give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? The reason that I like to go so high up with my eyeshadow to create my cut crease is because I like to make the use of my brow bone. My eyelid alone only goes to like here. It's actually really small, but I like to use the room that I have with my brow bone, and that's where I'm going to take my cut crease. Just to put it out there before we start, the version of cut creases that I like to do might be completely different to the shape that works on your eyes. Everyone's eye shape is completely different, so if the way that I'm doing it doesn't work on your eyes, that's completely fine. You just have to find the way that works for your specific eyelid shape. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to get right into this video because I know that there's a lot of people who are probably really excited to get going with this. So without further ado, let's get started. So when we're at this stage at the minute before we go in to cut the crease, as I've just said about 4 times already, I like to make sure that my eyeshadow is nice and high up. The reason for this is because I'm going to go quite high with my cut crease and you want to still be able to see the dark colour underneath. So what I'm going to start by doing is taking my cotton buds, Q-tips, whatever you call them in your country, and I'm just going to take this and soak it in some makeup remover. Personally for me, I prefer to use liquid makeup removers, but some people like to use cleansing balms or Vaseline or something like that to do theirs, and that's completely fine if you'd rather that. The one that I'm going to use today is the Mercier Soothing Eye Makeup Remover because this literally melts off your makeup so easily. It's very easy to use and it means that I don't have to go tugging on my eyes for ages. I'm literally just going to put my cotton bud right up to the eyeshadow and tip it upside down just so that whole part of the bud is covered in the eye makeup remover. Now I'm going to start by taking this cotton bud just gently from the inner part of my eye and just mapping out a really rough guide to where my cut crease shape is going to go. I'm going to start by taking it lower down than I would normally cut the crease, just because you can always take it up higher but you can't put it back on if you take too much off. So I'm going to start from the very inner corner of my eye and you'll see how quickly this makeup remover just melts away the eyeshadow. I'm just going to start by following my natural crease shape, so I'm going to go in a semicircle sort of oval shape over my eyelid, and as we get to the outer corner we're going to flick it up towards our temples. Now as we come to the outer edge, I'm just going to drop it a little bit lower and then I'm going to scoop it up towards my temple again, really nice and lightly. If you're tugging too harshly on your eyelid, then it's just going to ruin the shape of it, so just make sure you're doing this really gently and applying a minimal pressure. So as you can see between the difference of both my eyes, where I have really exaggerated my cut crease shape and taken it quite high up on my eye, it really has opened up my eyes and made them look a lot more spacious than they actually are. Anyone who's watching this and trying this at home with hooded eyes, I really recommend you try taking your cut crease as high as you possibly can above your crease. This also means that when you come to going on top of your cut crease with maybe a glitter or an eyeliner or anything like that, it's not going to transfer onto your cut crease because it is high enough that it's out of that sort of danger zone. As you can see, when I lay my eyes flat, you can still see that cut crease line, which is exactly what we want. When we relax our eyes and look straight ahead, you don't want to lose that cut crease shape into the crease of your eye. So you've got to make sure it is high enough that you can still see it even when your eyes are relaxed. So if at this stage you're looking at your cut crease guideline and you're thinking, oh, it's still not sharp enough for me, there is also another way you could do this. So start by grabbing a nice flat concealer or cut crease brush like this one. This one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 18 brush, which is really nice and flat. What I'm going to do now is just pour out a little bit of my makeup remover onto the table or a work surface or a palette or something where it's a flat surface. I'm just going to coat my brush both sides with that makeup remover, and then I'm just going to pat it off onto a tissue or a makeup wipe or something so it's not too dripping wet. Now with the makeup remover that should be on your brush, just make sure it's got a really nice precise edge by just squeezing it together at the top. And then what you can do is go ahead over your cut crease outline with your brush. So this is exactly the technique we're going to do when it comes to putting the product on, but instead of applying product, we're actually taking it off. So I like to call this process the cut crease reversal. I don't know if there's a name for it specifically, but it basically is like applying a cut crease but removing it instead, so it's like the role reversal of a cut crease. This is just another way of getting a really nice sharp edge with your makeup remover before you go in with the actual cut crease product. Now we're going to move on to actually cutting the crease, which is the fun part, of course. So the product that I swear by for my cut creases, and I will never go back to a different product now, is the Plouise Blank Canvas Eye Paint. I'm absolutely sure you've heard me rave about this on my channel before. This is essentially a reformulated version of the original Plouise base, but in a much thicker sort of paint consistency. It's also very, very opaque, and you only need the tiniest thin layer of this product for it to work. You don't need to keep going in with more and more product. Now I'm going to take that product and I'm just going to warm it up on the back of my hand first. So I'm just going to make sure it's really nice and sort of as loose as it can possibly be. I'm also coating my brush on both sides because I want to make sure the brush is as thin as we can possibly get it. This brush is another one of the Plouise brushes. This is the 7072 cut crease brush. It's a really perfect size and shape for things like cut creases and also carving underneath the brows as well. So now that that product is worked into both sides of the brush, as you can see, it's really super thin at the tip, which is exactly what we want for when it comes to our cut creases. So now we're going to start by going in with the shape. So with this brush, I'm going to take the curved corner. I'm not taking the direct top of the brush. I'm going to place it at an angle like this and use that curved edge because that's the place that's going to give me the nice sharp edge. So I'm just going to start on the very middle of this cut crease shape and I'm just going to start stamping the product into place. It doesn't need to be perfect just yet, but we're going to start with a little bit of a dot to dot moment. So I'm going to just place these little stamps across the outer edge of the cut crease and then we're going to go ahead and join them up in a nice sharp line in a little while. Now, as I previously mentioned, you do have to work fairly fast with this product because it does dry down within 60 seconds. So you can't be dawdling around for too long, otherwise it's going to become really cakey and hard to budge. Now I'm just going to go in filling in those dot to dots with a really small little burst of movement at a time. If you're going to go in with one big swoop movement across your whole eye, some people are talented enough to do that without making mistakes, but for most people you're going to find that the shape is really going to mess up. So it's probably easier going in small bursts and just marking out the map as you go. I'm just going to use the leftover product on that brush and just stamp it all over the rest of my lid because we definitely do not need to be picking up any excess product now. This is a very thick product, so you only need the lightest layer of it on your eye because if you layer it up too thick, it's going to feel very heavy and cakey on your eye and you do not want that. Now I'm just going to take a dense brush and just pat that into my lid to thin it out a little bit. So I've just slightly extended the shape of my inner corner, and I feel like that just really opens up my eye and utilizes the space a little bit more. So now I'm just going to go across to the other eye and do the exact same thing over there. And that is essentially my finished cut crease. Obviously, just make sure that the product that's left over on your eye isn't too thick or feeling too sticky or heavy on your eye. Other than that, these cut creases are looking very hella sharp right now, and I'm feeling it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish a look with this cut crease so that I can post it on my Insta. Anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. I don't think I've got anything else to add off the top of my head. It feels really bizarre to be finishing this video when I'm only like half finished with my makeup. I really hope you guys did enjoy watching this video and you learned some of my tips and tricks in order to create a really nice sharp cut crease. If you do give any of these tips a go, then please let me know how you get on with them. I'd love to hear your feedback down in the comments. Also, don't forget to let me know of any other ideas of how-to videos you'd like to see from me. Please check out my blending 101 video from my previous video if you haven't already, on how to create this beautiful sunset blend. These videos go quite hand in hand with each other. You could try them both together, you could try them separately, completely up to you. If you did enjoy watching, then please make sure to leave me a big thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel if you have not already. You can also find me over on my Instagram and my TikTok, which are both LSGMAKEUP. I'd love to see you over on there and interact with me there as well. And other than that, I think I'm finished with this cut crease video. Make sure to tag me in your Insta stories and your Insta pictures if you do give any of these a try, because I would absolutely love to see how you're getting on with the techniques. But anyways, I'm going to stop waffling and finish this here. So thank you so much again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.